Hello everybody, this is Dr. Ismail Sheikh, MD Consultant Dermatologist. I'm practicing in South Mumbai at my own clinic, Kulaba Skin and Laser Clinic. It is situated near Radio Club. Today we'll talk about a very common topic which is called as melasma. In common terms, this basically means there is a brown patches which are occurring on the face, and it's very common among the female population. Now, what are the main causes of melasma? Well, melasma has got multiple causes. Out of them, the main ones are the hormonal changes, the excessive sun exposure, stress, as well as few other conditions which can sun exposure, hormones, and then some drugs. They can also lead to melasma, and as well as using some scented products on the face. How do the patient present with melasma? The main common complaint is a brown or a blackish patch which begins and involves the face, particularly over the cheeks, the forehead, the nose, and sometimes the jawline. And what are the different types of melasma? Not all the melasma is same. At times we have to distinguish them whether it is involving only the superficial layer of skin or the deeper layers of skin, or it is a mixed variety. And why this is important? Because the treatment depends upon it and the results will also depend upon it. So coming to the main preventions, first of all, before we go to the treatment, we should ask what are the preventive factors for melasma. 1, we should try to limit the amount of sun exposure. 2, for that we should use a proper sunscreen. I'll take a brief moment to talk about sunscreens. Sunscreen is a mainstay of prevention as well as for treatment of melasma. You have to select a proper sunscreen which suits your type of skin. The sunscreens are of two types. You have the chemical sunscreens and you have the physical sunscreens. The difference being that the physical sunscreens are more safer, they do not cause any allergies, and they can be used for a long time. But depending upon our type of skin and the climate, we should use our sunscreen which are water based, which are non-sticky, non-greasy, and which provide us with adequate protection. Any sunscreen, and look for the sun protection factor of the sunscreen. A minimum of 30 plus is excellent, and if you can go for a 50 plus SPF, it is very much desirable. So once you have visited the consultant dermatologist and then decided to take the treatment, there is a word of caution. The melasma is a pigmentary condition and lot of skin whitening creams are available in the market. However, one should not randomly choose any skin whitening creams, because most of the skin whitening creams may contain harmful ingredients which will give a lot of side effects in the long run. Therefore, one must wisely visit the dermatologist, identify the condition, identify the risk factors, and then the dermatologist will prescribe you the desired treatment what you should be taking to achieve the result. With that, as you have seen that there are two factors which are responsible for melasma, one which is not under your control and one which is within your control. So one which is not under your control are the hormonal changes, the pollution, the excessive stress levels. However, what is under your control is basically, one is the limiting your exposure to UV radiation. Now UV radiation, we always think about the sunlight, so that is the first important thing. Using a very good sunscreen, you can also use hats, you can use an umbrella, but ultimately restrict the sun exposure. Second thing which is important is that to choose the right type of sunscreen. These are the basic prevention factors. Other thing is that we always believe that if we are only outdoors, we should use sunscreen. It is a wrong concept. The LED exposure light, which may be enough even from the computer screens or from the TV screens, is also enough as a trigger factor to precipitate the melasma. Therefore, we must emphasize on using the sunscreen even when you are indoors, which is a very important message to be given, that the sunscreen has to be used even when you are indoors, and they have to be repeated every 3 to 4 hours for them to be effective. So once you have done that, 80% of the job of the treatment is done. Now we come down to the specific treatments. How do we treat the melasma? first of all, we have to give them certain creams which contain skin lightening agents. So here we broadly classify them into hydroquinone based and non-hydroquinone based. Hydroquinone based creams are very effective, but they should be used only under the guidance of a qualified consultant dermatologist. They should be used for a limited period of time. After that, your doctor will guide you to change over to a non-hydroquinone based cream. Once you achieve the result, you have to maintain them with a non-hydroquinone based creams. So what are the non-hydroquinone ingredients? Kojic acid, arbutin, licorice, glutathione, nicotinamide. So there are multiple creams which are available, and the dermatologist is the best person to guide you what you should be using for your skin type, so that you get a clearing of your melasma and do not get any side effects. Apart from that, there are many in-clinic procedures which we are doing to treat melasma, of which the most effective and the most long-lasting results are with the chemical peels. So you have the chemical peels which are done at a frequent sessions. Going beyond that, we can go for lasers as well as IPL therapy. However, the lasers should not be used as a first line of therapy and should be used only as a second line of therapy, so that we do not want the melasma to come back or have a rebound phenomena. So once in this fashion, with the chemical peels, with a proper sunscreen, with a proper skin lightening cream, the melasma can definitely be very well managed, and you can look forward to a clearer and a more healthier and a glowing skin. Thank you.